Hello everyone, my name is David. Today we are going to take a look at another horrible case with you. Delhi is not only the political center of India, but also holds great historical significance as an important commercial, transportation, and cultural hub. Consequently, Delhi has gained considerable popularity among tourists and people globally. The Delhi cantonment area features various useful facilities such as army schools, air force schools, army golf courses, military housing, and defense services officer institutes. On June 23, 2018, around 1 p.m., near Delhi's famous Cant metro station, a woman's body was found in a pool of blood. The location where the body was found was very close to the army cantonment area. Initially, to the public, this seemed like an accident. However, some people quickly called the police. A few minutes later, the police arrived at the scene and began their investigation. At first glance, the police suspected that the woman might have been hit by a vehicle, so they treated it as a hit-and-run case and proceeded with their investigation. Subsequently, a forensic team arrived to examine the scene. However, when the forensic team examined the woman's body, they found some deep wounds on her neck. Soon after, the forensic team claimed that this was not a hit-and-run case. Instead, the woman had been murdered prior to the incident, and her body was staged to look like an accident. Following this revelation, the Delhi police conducted investigation with different angles, but neither theft nor sexual assault appeared to be motives for the woman's murder. So far, only one body had been found in front of the police, and the police had not received any information about the identity or origin of the woman whose body it was. Therefore, the first challenge for the Delhi police was to determine the body identity. In fact, the woman had no documents with her, nor did she have a phone that could help identify the dead body. During this time, some pictures of the crime scene and the dead body were taken and sent to almost all the police stations in Delhi, so that the identification of the dead body could be done as soon as possible. But even after a few hours, the police found no evidence. However, around 4 hours in the afternoon on the same day, a man named Amit Dwivedi came to the Narayana police station. Actually, Amit Dwivedi had come to file a missing complaint for his wife. He said that his wife's phone was also switched off, which is why he was very worried. Now, upon hearing this, the police were quite surprised, and then they showed Amit Dwivedi the picture of the same dead woman whose body was found near the army containment area. After seeing this picture, Amit became very nervous and said that she looks like my wife. Actually, Amit Dwivedi was not an ordinary person, but was present at the rank of major in the Indian Army, and his wife's name was Shailja Dwivedi. After this, Major Amit Dwivedi was shown the body of that woman, and after seeing her, even the major couldn't hold back his tears because his wife's dead body was lying in front of him. Due to the murder of an army major's wife, this becomes a high-profile case. Following this, several senior officers of the Delhi police delve into the investigation and quickly get involved in uncovering the reason for the murder and searching for the perpetrator. The interrogation begins with Amit Dwivedi. During the interrogation, Major Amit Dwivedi explains that a few weeks ago, his wife Shailja was involved in a minor accident which injured her feet. She went to the army hospital in Delhi for treatment, where doctors advised her to undergo physiotherapy for some time. Because of this, Shailja had been going to the army hospital for treatment for the past few weeks, and on June 23, 2018, she went there with her driver as usual for physiotherapy. Later, the driver returns home, but when he comes back to pick up Shailja, the hospital informs him that she hadn't come for treatment that day. This strikes the driver as odd because he had dropped Shailja outside the hospital earlier. The driver informs Major Amit about this, who then tries to call his wife, but her phone is switched off. After some time, Major Amit contacts some relatives and friends of Shailja, but no one has any information about her. Worried, Major Amit decides to go to the police station to file a complaint, but upon reaching there, he discovers his wife's dead body. During this interrogation, the Delhi police also asks Major Amit, "Do you suspect anyone who may have harmed your wife?" In response, Major Amit says, "I believe Major Nikhil Roy Honda is someone I suspect of harming my wife because he had been annoyed Shailja for quite some time." Following this, the police promptly gather information about Major Nikhil Honda without delay. It is revealed that Major Nikhil's posting is in Meerut city, 65 miles away from Delhi. Continuing their investigation, the police first examined the CCTV footage from the gate of the army hospital where Shailja used to go for physiotherapy. As soon as the CCTV footage from June 23rd is reviewed, it shows that when Shailja gets out of her car, a silver Honda City approaches her from the other side. A person gets out of the car, speaks to Shailja for a while, and then both of them get into the car and leave. Upon seeing this CCTV footage, Major Amit also states that it is Major Nikhil. Since the police also had suspicions about Major Nikhil, they first retrieve his location and call history. It is found that just before Shailja's body was found, Shailja and Major Nikhil's locations were the same. Additionally, call records prove that there were multiple calls exchanged between them from 10 USE to 12 AU on the morning of June 23rd. The date had changed to June 24th, but the police still had no clue about Major Nikhil's current location. Now, under the leadership of some capable officers of the Delhi police, 6 teams were formed. Subsequently, all these teams put in a lot of effort to find Major Nikhil, even checking the CCTV cameras of all toll roads from Delhi to Meerut. However, after some time, the police's hard work paid off when the same Honda City car was spotted in a CCTV camera at a toll booth on a highway. Immediately, a 1 police team ready to go army base camp in Meerut. However, upon reaching there, the police found out that Major Nikhil had left the base camp some time ago. Furthermore, the police also learned from the army base camp that Major Nikhil had 2 phones. From then on, the police traced Major's second phone and followed his location. Now, on a highway, the police spotted Major Nikhil's car. Within seconds, the police blocked Major's car and arrested him. The Delhi police then brought Major Nikhil back to Delhi, where they interrogated him thoroughly. Initially, Nikhil denied any involvement in Shailja's murder or recognizing her. But when the police showed him digital evidence, Nikhil realized that he couldn't escape anymore. Then a horrifying story unfolds. In reality, Shailja was quite beautiful, and she also had a 6-year-old child. Despite this, she had participated in many beauty competitions and had won many of them. According to Major Nikhil's statement, he had met Shailja Dwivedi in 2015. In 2015, Major Nikhil and Major Amit were posted together in another state of India called Nagaland, and during this time, Major Nikhil developed a friendship with Major Amit. One day, Major Nikhil visited Major Amit's house, and there he met Shailja Dwivedi for the first time. While Major Nikhil stayed alone in Nagaland, Major Amit Dwivedi lived with his wife and children. Since their first meeting, a friendship developed between Shailja and Nikhil. As time passed, they started chatting and talking on the phone, and eventually began video calling each other. According to reports, Shailja and Major Nikhil used to talk via video call when it was Major Amit's duty time. This secret communication between them continued from 2015 to the early months of 2018. However, one day when Shailja was talking to Major Nikhil via video call, Major Amit caught his wife red-handed. After witnessing this, Major Amit got very angry with his wife Shailja, leading to an argument between them. Subsequently, Major Amit instructed his wife Shailja not to communicate with Nikhil ever again. In addition to this, Major Amit also said to Major Nikhil that from now on you won't contact Shailja, otherwise the consequences will be very bad. But Major Nikhil is not affected by Major Amit Dwivedi's words because a few months later, Major Nikhil tries to contact Shailja again. But now Shailja doesn't respond as before. Maybe she realized her mistake. Meanwhile, in early 2018, Major Nikhil is transferred to Meerut city for his duty. Additionally, Major Amit Dwivedi is also transferred to Delhi in the month of April. Now in May 2018, Major Nikhil repeatedly tries to call Shailja to talk to her. But now Shailja mostly doesn't pick up Major Nikhil's calls, and even if she picks up Nikhil's call, she doesn't talk properly with him. But now Nikhil was so obsessed with Shailja that he would call her several times a day. He even told Shailja that she should divorce her husband because he wants to marry her. But the surprising thing here was that Nikhil was already married and had a child. Now, because Nikhil was pressuring Shailja Dwivedi to marry him, in June 2018, Shailja stopped answering Nikhil's calls altogether. But in the meantime, when Shailja injured her foot and started getting treatment at the army hospital, Nikhil also finds out about it. On June 2nd, Nikhil comes to Delhi from Meerut and goes to the same hospital where Shailja used to come for physiotherapy sessions. There, he presents himself as a migraine patient and initiates his treatment. However, despite this, Nikhil is unable to meet Shailja even once. But later, Nikhil admits his healthy son to the army hospital by making him a patient, which easily grants him leave from the army unit. Now, Nikhil stays in the hospital all day, which leads to him meeting Shailja a few times by chance. After this, they start talking on the phone for some time again. In the meantime, Nikhil continues to pressurize Shailja to marry him. However, when Shailja is not ready to divorce her husband Amit Dwivedi, Major Nikhil tells Shailja over a call one day, "Meet me at least once, then I won't bother you by calling again." Friends, before moving forward in the video, I have a small request for you. I want to let you know that behind the David True Crime channel, there is a team of 5 people who work hard to bring you the best quality content through thorough research. If you appreciate our efforts, you can support us according to your preference by visiting the link provided in the description. Your small support will motivate us to work effectively on the channel. Thank you. Now, let's continue with the story. Then, on June 23, 2018, just like every day, when Shailja comes to the army hospital for her physiotherapy session, Major Nikhil also arrives outside the hospital. Then they have a conversation, and after a while, Nikhil makes Shailja sit in his car, and they both leave from there. But after going some distance, Nikhil stops his car on a deserted road and once again starts pressurizing Shailja to marry him. He even calls his wife in front of Shailja and says, "I'm divorcing you because I want to marry someone else." After this, Major Nikhil also tells Shailja to say the same things to her husband over the phone, but Shailja refuses to divorce her husband. Shailja also tells Major Nikhil, "You and I are just good friends, so that's why I can't marry you. But if you continue to chase me in the future and keep calling me, I'll file a complaint against you in the army and get you court-martialed." Hearing all this, Nikhil is both angry and regretful. He regrets the decision he made to leave his wife and children for a woman who now leaves him. Consequently, he tells Shailja, "If you can't be mine, then you won't be anyone else's either." After saying this, he grabs Shailja tightly and then repeatedly stabs her neck with a knife. Meanwhile, Shailja tries hard to free herself but cannot escape Nikhil's grip, and due to a deep wound, she dies inside his car. There was a lot of blood splattered inside Nikhil's car. However, Nikhil couldn't figure out where to dump Shailja's body, so he just threw her dead body there. Later, to disfigure Shailja's face, he repeatedly pulled his car over her face. Nikhil did this to make it look like an accident. Afterward, Nikhil takes Shailja's phone with him and throws it into a garbage bin some distance away. Then he first goes home to take a shower and then prepares to wash his car. But then it occurs to him that if he goes to any washing center in Delhi to wash his car, he might get caught, so he goes to the city of Meerut instead. But ultimately, the Delhi police catch Nikhil. Now, after presenting Nikhil in court, the police get a 14-day remand for him. During this time, the police also manage to extract the truth from Nikhil and start collecting evidence of the weapons used in the murder and some other evidence for presented in court. Police find Nikhil's car, 2 knives inside the car, as well as the chat and call records of both. Now, a few days later, the Delhi police also succeed in finding Shailja's phone, which Nikhil had thrown into a trash bin. Now, Nikhil suddenly claims that I was not in my senses when I killed Shailja. But when the police seize Nikhil's phone and check his Google and YouTube search history, they find that on the night of June 22nd, Nikhil had searched "how to kill someone without leaving evidence." With all this evidence, it becomes clear that Nikhil had planned Shailja's murder beforehand. However, in this case, Shailja was just a casual friend of Nikhil's, but Nikhil misinterprets this friendship as love. Besides, the police also find one of Nikhil's fake Facebook accounts from his other phone, through which Nikhil used to chat with other girls as well. Currently, the case is still ongoing in court, and the murderer is yet to be sentenced, although Nikhil is still in jail. But whenever the court punishes Nikhil Handa, we will update you through a community post from the David True Crime channel. So with that, the Shailja Dwivedi murder case comes to an end right here. Additionally, if you want to recommend any Indian case for us to make a detailed video on, you can write the name of that case in the comment section. If you appreciate our efforts, like and share this video. If you haven't subscribed, do so now. Thank you.